You know, everyone, before Hangout time, we all crack ourselves up, and we surely did a good job of it today. This is Scratch and Jack, your host for your amazing Classic Sunday Hangout, and I won't tell you what we talked about. You'll have to ask one of these guys of what we talked about. Anyway, the Amazing Plastic is a Google Plus community of scale modelers of all shapes and sizes, interests, genres, and skill levels who like to share their tips and tricks with one another and revel in one another's scale modeling achievements. And Revel happens to be a model company. Anyhow, today we have joining us members and followers of Amazing Plastic who like to share some stories with us. Starting from my Google left to right, it will be Heath. How you doing, Heath?
Hello, Jack. I don't say this very often, but Jack, you made a floor manager's day.
I'm not sure what that even means. It's got to be an Australian thing.
So, do you have anything?
A floor manager is someone who is behind the scenes of a show.
I see.
Oh, I thought it was the guy that said, Mr. Whatever, are you free?
I'm not.
Or maybe perhaps he's good for his close-up, Mr. DeVille. Anyway, what's on your bench today?
Oh, I've got three lovely things.
Oh,
one.
Good. Oh, yes. Yes, that's one.
Two.
That's two.
And three.
Very nice. Very nice.
Now, some lucky person, I've been thinking about this. Now, some lucky person will be getting this.
What are you trying to say with the Hardee's?
Yes.
What's Hardee's?
Do you know what Hardee's is, Heath?
Is it a laundry liquid?
No.
Or is it a soft drink?
Their food is made from laundry liquid, but no. It's a fast food joint.
I've never heard of Hardee's.
It's a fast food joint. I was going to say it was an ointment company, but nobody would have got it.
No, we all would have gotten it.
But I know that it's someone's birthday soon.
Don't talk about me.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the other guy down the line.
Jay's birthday's coming up. That's right.
Yes. But I don't know if he wants it. But if he doesn't want it, I can always give it to you, Jack, for a birthday present.
How much is it going to cost me? No. Phil, you know what's very interesting about
present,
those kits?
Jack?
What's interesting about those kits is it's the same body style, but it's different paint jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a look.
Yeah, you did share a picture of
Wheels. There, look. See?
Orange.
All the same color.
Oh, I thought it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mean the plastic is
Plastic has been a nemesis of mine for a long time. It's so brittle.
There's the body shape. Windscreens.
Nice.
Everything you need there.
Here's the picture that you had posted on your Google Plus, if I may share.
Yes, you may share.
On perspective, if you all look, you will see that it's the same body style.
Is that because it's a Chevy Lumina? And it would be
That's right.
the same body style with different sponsors?
Right.
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I like about that, and I think you should build them.
Well, I want to. Okay. Well, the thing is, I never really did like the Hardee's car. My two favourites are the City Chevrolet and the Mellow Yellow.
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking for a birthday gift idea for you, Jack. I already gave you Ferrari. Well, now you're gonna get a NASCAR car.
You know, I should build that, but that's very intimidating. But that's an AMT kit, though, isn't it?
No, they're monogram.
Same difference, but monogram.
Oh, there's a big difference.
Monogram.
Monogram is a hell of a lot different than AMT.
It's a brand new kit, Jack, and I want to give it to you for your birthday.
Well, I'll offer it to Jay first.
Okay?
Well,
You want it?
I appreciate the offer, but I'm not really into cars that much, and so I think Jack would do a better job
Well, I
on it.
know. I think you might be able to turn into a pistol, space-age pistol, or a spaceship of some kind.
If I were to build it, I'd turn it into something Mad Max.
Yes,
know?
that would be good. Lumina would be a perfect car for that, actually,
Yeah.
because it looks like a car anyway.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, if nobody wants it, I can always give it away.
Okay.
Yeah, do a promotion or something.
Appreciate the gesture very much. It's very kind of you.
It is.
Well, you're my brother from another mother, Jack. Jay,
Absolutely.
you with the glasses, I understood you.
Jay is your brother from another mother, and I'm just your unwanted stepchild. That's what it is.
One move, and I'll whoop you like a red-headed stepchild.
Once removed.
Well, next, and once by force. Hi, James.
Hello. Okay, well, today I've been spent most of the day working on my 329, and I finished the underneath the nacelle and added the prop mount extension.
That's looking so sweet.
Very nice. And that's just the one wing. You got to get the other wing now.
Oh, no, they're both done.
Oh, they're both done. Awesome.
They're both done.
Awesome. That is so cool.
So now, is this a gear up model or a gear down?
It's going to be geared down.
Ah, so you get to do gear doors.
I get to do gear doors, yep. Gear doors, Bombay doors, the whole shooting match.
The whole shooting match.
There's a flight simulator model of those Hortons that you can.
This is the 329, not the Horton, but
yeah, the 329s.
Yeah.
That's
I think
sweet.
you probably have them too. Yeah. Cool.
That's a good-looking body there.
It's coming along. Might get. Well, I'll see how I get far with the covers for these nacelles this week, and I think the next thing after I get these wings done is to pour my plug for the canopy and get that get that vacuum formed.
So you have a vacuum forming. You have a vacuum forming device.
Yes, I do.
Are you ever going to film that for us? Or?
I can.
Yeah, I think you should. Everybody not everybody has. I don't have one.
Yeah.
One nice thing about the old Mattel Vacuform is that there's an awful lot of them still around. You can get them pretty darn cheap off of eBay and places like that. And Steve Neal keeps using the pump on his, but I had one years ago. I took the pump handle and all that out, and the section inside that the pump worked on fits perfectly on a shop vac. So, I mean, it was absolutely perfect, and you can get them for as little as $20-25 off of eBay. And it's small, but it's small, but
So are canopies and things like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. So are most model parts. You want a Vacuform, so.
Well, next up we have Jay.
Oh, me?
Hi, Jay.
Hi. I was online. I was online, and I found something for James. I found him a paper model of a Japanese tentacle monster. So, but I really did. I'm not kidding.
Why do I believe it?
I've been doing a lot of molding. Mainly today I've been doing an awful lot of molding, starting to shoot the video and doing the flocking on the Elvira couch, starting work on a couple of other projects that I might have a commission from somebody that I'm looking forward to. That would be a lot of fun. And just to let you know, my next episode will be aired next Saturday, and I'm dedicating it to Glenn Larson because I mean, he gave us so much, and I just thought that it was important. So there's just a little dedication at the beginning.
Excellent, excellent. To clarify what video you're talking about the Evil Duck Workshop videos,
Yes,
and I would encourage people to just go to the Google Plus community first. Just look up Evil Duck Workshop, and you will find the postings of your show there.
Yep.
And I have to say, though, Jay, you know what? There's only a few people that have a talent for video. I'm not one of them. I really no. I mean, on a Hangout I'm fine. I mean, on live I'm fine. But when it's contrived and you got to get things in on a video and edit and all that stuff, there's few people like you that are just really good at it. And I would think everybody here that would agree who've seen your videos you're doing a great job.
I appreciate that.
We're really liking it. We're really liking it. You got that twisted sense of humor coming out too.
Well, that helps. That helps a lot. Yeah.
By the way, Jay, the next time you pull the pin on a grenade, put it back in.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Yeah.
Just be glad it wasn't a frag grenade.
Anybody who's watching, just go to the Evil Duck Workshop and see what Jay does. And your third episode is coming out when?
Third episode next week Saturday.
Awesome, awesome. And do you have anything going on your bench?
Well, I actually cleaned up. Like I said, I've been building a lot of, doing a lot of molding. I found these things that I've had for a long time. These are the pins from the lapel pins from Battlestar Galactica from the original series.
Nice.
Is that
And
Captain?
What?
Is that Apollo's Captain Pitt?
I believe so. They have a sword in them, and if the point of the sword is aiming down, you're not at war. But if it's aiming up, you're at war. But so many people were begging for them. I made a mold of them, and I've been casting them now in resin. So I'm just going to cast them up and send them to people who want some.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll fit in an envelope.
Cool.
I'm building the Battlestar Galactica kit, the original release from way back when. It was one of those models that I got along with the Buck Rogers Marauder and such.
I think Monogram did the original cast of the original.
I'm pretty sure they did, and I'm building it up, making it real nice, lighting it and everything. And I thought a couple of these pins would look good on the base, along with a plaque saying Battlestar Galactica. So that's what originally got me started.
That'll give it some interest.
Well, next I have Mike. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay. That's actually pretty good for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on into the hospital tomorrow.
Oh.
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
I got a deep vein thrombosis thing going on, and I have to go to the hospital.
Yeah. Well, I hope everything turns out well for you.
Yeah. Well, they'll give me heparin and send me home with some more heparin and warfarin.
Good drugs are always good to have,
Yeah, the blood thinners are not that much fun.
No, they're not. They give you major headaches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't even know what this.
Other than that, I did work on that. I put this together. Last night while I was watching Ripper Street.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you put my whatchamacallit up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
He was there for a second.
There we go. Yes, I'm putting it up for a good reason.
Oh.
Yeah, that's sweet.
That's why. If you young bucks don't know what this is from
My
the
favorite
50s.
Martian.
This is my favorite Martian. This is Uncle Martin. No, that's your gun.
That's the ray gun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ray
Here
Walston.
I have added the antennae.
Ah, you put the antenna on. Good.
You
Yeah.
put his antenna on, right?
Yeah. They're just sitting in the hole. The holes are a little in my particular molding. The holes are maybe a little bit big.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't want to glue them in until I get used to it. I'll look at it. I've got it sitting up there, and if I like letting them in there.
Explain yourself on your gun.
Huh?
Explain yourself on your ray gun.
Okay. I'm thinking of making a model car, or I mean a truck, with a ray gun in the back.
Oh, kind of like Commando Cody.
Yeah, like Commander Cody and
Raiderman from the Moon. That's what it was. Yeah.
yeah, you know,
That's a really cool idea.
they went along in these trucks, and it's pretty amazing when you actually see this. They're stunt drivers in what was then not that old of a truck, running along dirt roads on the back lots of various and sundry studios. They actually sliding the truck around. Very scary. There's guys up in the back trying to hold on for dear life, but aim and shoot at Commander Cody. Those type of movies in that made an impression on me when I was young. Of course, we know about stunt people doing things like they pull a pin on the stagecoach and the team goes off and the guy steers it internally over the cliff, rides it on in. And those guys were nuts. We're talking about Union scale back then of maybe for a big fall like that with a thing, maybe $35.
Yeah.
Yeah. A really big fall, a high fall. I think the 60 or $70 was the Union scale. I did it one time. I worked with a driver, a stunt driver, who drove in those old movies and who was a stuntman in the old original Zorro movies, the non-talking black and
yeah, the old silence. Yeah.
the old silence and stuff like that. He worked in that stuff, and he had a copy of the pay scale, the Union pay scale for various and sundry falls, and he had been a ambulance driver in Chicago before going out west, and he had driven teams. Can you imagine? There's this team of horses going to pull you to the hospital.
Yeah.
That kind of thing put an impression on me where I get ideas from that sort of thing, from those old movies, from their talking, the guys sitting around telling stories.
Yeah. I love those old serials. Did you know Leonard Nimoy is in Radar Men from the Moon?
No.
Yeah, he is the Moon Man who decides to help out the Commander Cody and such. And they're feeding him in the spaceship. He's eating and helping them along. Yeah, that's Leonard Nimoy.
I'll be damned.
So
he was
an alien before he was an alien.
Yeah. He typecast, poor guy.
Oh, next up we have Phil. How you doing, Phil?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm a little moody, but that's because I was in the kitchen all day. I felt emasculated, and I'm being kind of a pig right now, too, by saying that.
I got nothing. I did. Well, I had other things to do yesterday. I have spent all day fighting with PE. I'm getting so heartily sick of it.
Oh, yeah.
I've achieved a grand total of 2 of these radar units, and and you probably can't, this ridiculous monstrosity. I mean, this photo etch is so thin, it's like a hair. You only have to breathe on it and the stuff
Yeah.
bends. It is driving me nuts. I have pinged 2 tiny pieces of photo etch off into the ether. In fact, I think they're going to float up on a shore in Wisconsin somewhere. So I'm not even sure where those parts are supposed to go on the ship yet, so we'll worry about that when we come to it. We might just have to say, oh, well, they never existed.
Hmm.
But that's pretty well about all I've achieved in the last week.
Mm-hmm.
I get to put this photo etch on a radio engine.
Oh, lovely.
I would
Well,
like to work with photo etch
very
that big. I could handle photo etch of that size.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
These fine wires, these are supposed to be the spark plug wires.
Oh, God. They'll just turn to dust as soon as you touch them.
I know, I'm scared to death of them.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, I was trying to, when I'm doing this, when you guys are talking, I go onto the next person's page and see what they posted. And Phil, you're right. You haven't done anything.
No, absolutely right. I had a really busy week at work, so I did nothing. I haven't taken, well, there's been nothing to photograph. I could take a shitty photo of the of the superstructure in Missouri, but
I feel, yeah, I had things to do too, so I don't do anything today at all. But I achieved what I was supposed to do anyway this weekend, but could have done more. Anyway, how you doing, Wayne?
I'm not ready.
Yeah, you're still awake there?
Yours. Could be worse.
So what do you got working on there? And I looked on your page too, and I don't see anything new.
I just finished it yesterday.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
yeah. And that was, and can you explain what that was and what was the inspiration?
That's an M3A3 Stuart, and it's one I got from Tankfest this year.
Okay.
Is that going to be the color, or?
Yeah, it's gonna go with my once I finish weathering it, and I've got to get storage kit as well. It's gonna go for Firefly. The
Cool.
I like the Stuart. The Stuart was a handy dandy little tank.
Yeah.
Wouldn't stand up to much, but it was a handy dandy.
I was going to say it went well against Panzers.
It beats walking, I bet.
Yeah. Now, towards the end of 44, these are they converted into radio command vehicles, or fitted with mortars or short-barreled howitzers.
Yeah, anywhere where they wouldn't have to be close to the front line.
Yeah, there were quite a few armored vehicles that were open in the top too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Probably not my favorite spot to be, but.
So you could get out of them quick.
Well, for me, I knew I was going to have to host this hangout, so I took a shower and shaved, and so I wouldn't offend you guys.
All relieved.
But the thing that I got done was the cockpit for my X-wing, and I lit it, and you see it there.
Oh, that looks nice.
It's actually turning out pretty good on a camera because there's a bright light shining on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is primed in white, so that's why it's all, it's not the final color, it's just primed. But the cockpit is pretty much done. I just haven't pinned down all the electronics and the LEDs that are in it. I just got to get those secured in there and put the bottom half. And so that's pretty much all I did yesterday. I hadn't done anything today at all, other than getting ready for Thanksgiving and baking pies.
Jack, did you like the guns?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, let me.
How did you do it?
How did I do it?
Yeah,
He was fighting those down.
I want to cheat and see what you did.
He built some of those online.
I
He
did
was
what?
Hangouts and cussing and
Yeah, remember he swore a lot.
yeah.
Okay, now they are in opposing configuration, and let's see. There you go. This top one and this bottom one is on the same circuit, obviously.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing there is
The ends of the
a
fiber.
fiber optic. A fiber optic.
Yeah. Are you just leaving the fiber straight out like that?
That's right. That's part of the way it's supposed to look.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just wondering whether you'd had the fiber sliding through a smaller tube, or that is the actual fiber you've painted.
That is the black part is the fiber, and the white is a styrene tube, and of course it's with brass as part of the design, the step up.
Yep.
And of course it inserts into the barrel there, and there's that 5mm LED sitting in there.
Cool.
And the resistor is resisted to be on for a short bit, so I think I'm going to turn it off before it melts.
Battle damage.
Okay.
Right.
No, thanks. Because yeah, what you did is pretty well what. Yeah, I guess there's only one way to do it. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I do want to. I think my joy in this one is the engines itself. Well, let me see if I can get it toned down a little bit. Oh, actually, they're coming in through just nicely, very nicely. There we go. The bright light's going to help.
Yeah.
And if you don't think
that keeps them from moving. That's cool.
that's turned off. And
That looks
Turbo
sweet.
boost. Right.
yeah, I'm running this at 3 volts because if I ran it and it's full 9, it was just this won't register very well on camera. So, yeah, that's what I'm happy about. It's casting shadows on the inside of those nozzles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this. And these are not aftermarket parts that I've used. These are parts from the kit itself. No, I don't have any aftermarket parts on this. This is all out of the kit, and it is the MPC kit, and it's a decent size. I like it, and the fit's very nice. I have no complaints with the kit, and yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's cool.
Not that I was on trial, but, yeah, so Phil, I know you got the kit too, and you're interested in doing it in a very similar way.
Yeah, I pretty well just had a look at it quickly, and one thing is I looked at the guns and thought, okay, I've got to cut all that out and use tube. But I was just interested to see about the end of the guns. I was thinking about using a smaller diameter tube and having the fiber just coming out at the end. But
You can.
well, yeah, it was interesting just to use the fiber itself.
Right. Liam from Derry, Ireland, used a tube too with a fiber optic. The only thing I would do differently, one of the guns I messed up and I had to take it apart and redo it. What I did was the brass is actually just laying on the surface. It's glued on the surface with 5-minute epoxy.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I had to redo, it was crooked a little bit, and I tried to straighten it out, and it broke off, of course.
Oh, ow.
So I got a new piece of brass tube that was just a little longer, and actually got it through to the inside of that barrel part, as opposed to being on the surface. So what I mean is the surface of where it comes out. Yep. And one of them goes all the way in a little ways, and that's more secure. So I would
Yeah.
say if you're going to use brass or even a styrene tube to replace the guns, and you will be replacing the guns because the guns that you get with the kit, of course, the curvy part of this gun has been knocked off. I'm using it, been cut off. Looks like this, and it comes in two halves. So, and this part here is solid.
Yep. Yes, exactly. That's got
You're going to have to use some kind of tubing arrangements like I did. And if you do, I would suggest put the tube all the way into the barrel. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Good thought.
Yeah, because if it's on the surface, I think you'll run a better chance of having it come out straight if you put it in through.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking at it right now, and on one wing, they're a little bit off. So, yeah.
Good.
Good luck with that. It's a fun kit. It's a great kit to light, too.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
just last Liam.
nearly over a break from photo etch, so I'm going to start.
Well, Liam is the one who got me into this kit. Because I saw him build it, and his finished product is, like, phenomenal. I'm like, I got to have that. I'm not much into Star Wars, but I do like the ships.
Yeah.
Well, we're all very quiet, aren't we?
As I understand it, there's a new Star Wars coming out.
Yes. Go right ahead there, Heath. Go right to it.
Episode 7.
It's what?
Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
Oh, Force Awakens. Okay.
Yeah,
There should be a teaser trailer out. It's rumored that there's going to be a teaser trailer out next week. So cross fingers, touch wood.
So what are your hopes for that movie there, Heath? Do you think there'll be any new ships that we could get building?
Well, let's put it this way. Of course, there's the old favourites. The Millennium Falcon's going to be there. There's supposed to be a new X-Wing. Not this one, because the one they're using in Force Awakens, it's 30 years after Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen a picture of it. It's thinner. It's more like the Ralph McQuarrie. More like the Ralph McQuarrie X-Wing that he drew. And instead of having red, it's blue. Instead of having like red here, it's like blue down here. And the wings are a little bit more thinner.
Mm-hmm.
They still do that, but they're thinner.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you can't even tell the joint. You can't even tell the joint. It's so thin. Still got the 4 quad lasers, and the engines are the same. It's just that the wings are thinner.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's supposed to be a new Star Destroyer. TIE fighters will be there. But so far, all we know is that it's set after 30 years after Return of the Jedi. So,
yeah,
I know nothing
30
about
years
the
after the Jedi, and what I find so interesting about that is that they're going to be using the same actors: Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, Carrie Fisher for Princess Leia,
Yes.
and I do want to share something, and because I also read that those two particularly had to actually get a nutritionist and a personal trainer. Now,
Yeah,
let's just do a little reminder of what Carrie Fisher looked like as Princess Leia with the cinnamon buns on her head. And this is her.
Whoa.
Not too long ago. Let's see. She's actually through the years she's actually looked at different, depending on how her illness or drugs that she was taking.
She does have some sort of an illness. I know she walks with a cane.
Yes.
So.
And she certainly had to slim down to do the movie.
She has had to. Mark Hamill, he's had to he's had to shrink down back, but see, he's going to be a full-blown Jedi in this one.
Oh, he was a full-blown Jedi in the last one.
Well, not really. He had to defeat Vader and the Emperor. But in this one, he's going to be a full-blown Jedi Master.
Yeah, a master, not a journeyman. He'll be a master.
He'll be a master. They're going to be. What I do know is they are going to be dealing with re-establishing the Jedi Order.
So this is just to illustrate that blondes don't really age that well.
Now, see, here's the interesting bit. That last picture there.
This one?
No. Down one. Next to the.
Oh my gosh!
That one there. That's how he's going to appear. This is the top one there with the beard. That's how he's going to appear in the first half. In the second half of the film, that's how he's going to appear. First half bearded, second half no beard.
Oh, actually, he's actually probably slimmed down for this. As you look in the background of those pictures, the Guardians of the Galaxy probably premiere, and that was, what, early in the summer?
Yeah. He was still working on...
He's screwing up the Vulcan salute. Look at that.
These two fingers, well, you know, he's kind of doing the opposite.
He speaks it with an accent. He speaks it with an accent.
Doing the binary opposite, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to Star Wars coming out with new ships, because there's only a few.
As well. We've got, in fact, all the original guys coming back, except for Billy D. Williams. I mean, Harrison Ford's back, Peter Mayhew's back.
Dead, isn't he?
Peter Mayhew's back as Chewie. Anthony Daniels is back as 3PO. Kenny Baker, R2, he's back. So.
I got a good story to tell you. I went to Pizza Hut. I was dying for a pizza pan pizza. I haven't had it in a long time. We went in, and the young lady was really sweet. She was probably, what, about 18, 19 years old. And we got to talking about, with my partner, talking about Star Wars. And we got her included in the conversation. She had no idea what we were talking about. And our waiter was actually a young guy, long hair like me, but his arms inspired my partner to call him Chewbacca. And when he said that, I'm like, oh my God, it's like watching a train wreck. You can't help but watch. And when he said that, I couldn't help but look at this poor guy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. My little girl, who everybody's met, she loves Chewie. She absolutely loves Chewie. Absolutely loves Chewbacca. And this one time, she comes up to me when I had my goatee. She goes, "Dad, you look like Chewbacca." And I'm going, "No, I don't. I'm not as furry as Chewie."
Nefarious?
No, hang on. But no, she loves the characters that Kate loves from Star Wars are R2, 3PO, Chewie, and Yoda. And in that order.
Yeah, what I found very interesting is that they have a figure model for R2-D2, CP3, even Darth Vader, and why not Yoda? I think that would be a pretty easy, and better, yeah, Jabba. In fact, somebody said
the very first model kits from Star Wars that were ever released were R2 and 3PO.
That's true.
Yeah, Vader came after.
So, what is the one, I don't know, technique, tool that gets you through a day? I mean, in skill modeling. For me, I learned to stay away from space heaters. That's my tip for the day. Does anybody have a tip for the day?
Well, how do you mean?
Well, like for you make your own tools.
Yeah, I'll make a lot of my own tools, but I would say that probably the one thing I try to remember and rarely do is to put a damn respirator on before I start spray painting.
Yeah, that might help.
Because then later on when you sneeze and you blow your nose and it comes out in rainbow colors, you know you've been breathing too much of that stuff.
Now, you wouldn't need to do that with acrylic paints, though.
Yeah, you still should, especially, it depends on the acrylic paints, because
No,
not all acrylic paints are non-toxic.
right. Plus, you get the particulates, airborne particulates.
Yeah.
My tip for the day is never use super glue. Especially if you never use super glue. You use super glue, you stick your two fingers together,
What do you mean? I'm fine. I'm fine with super glue if I can only get my fingers apart.
Actually, I know exactly what it is that gets me through the day.
Yeah,
Right
to me,
there.
never let
You know,
kids or animals near models.
You know, between you and me, Jay, I think we should be buying stock in Pepsi, even though the soft drink stocks are doing pretty bad.
Sugar,
Yeah.
caffeine.
I tell you, these things have more uses. It's amazing what you can use the back of them. You can use the sharp. You can use the pointy end. You know,
Well,
I
but be
have.
sure, but if you're using that thing, be sure you have some of these around.
Yes, Band-Aids.
Yeah, I just take some super glue and glue the cut back together.
I've done that before too, yeah.
That's actually a pretty good idea. If you can get the bleeding stopping, super glue will. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can use.
Stops instantly. But
One of
use
superglue's
the handle.
one of superglue's earliest uses was for sutureless bonding of skin, for certain kinds of surgery.
I think that's part of its original design, I think.
I worked at when I worked at a hardware store, this kindly gentleman came in and bought me out of every tube of super glue that we had. And those tubes are like little tiny things, not like the big bottles that you find at the hobby shop. But he bought, and I was like, what do you do with all this super glue? I thought it was very unusual. He bought me out of a 24, 25 tubes. He said, I'm a mortician. I use it to keep the body's eyes from opening.
Yeah.
The ability to misuse a tool, that shows true artistry. Use the handle for rolling things, for forming things around. Every now and then, it's a good hammer. There's a lot. The first thing I'm reaching for during the day is one of the X-Actos.
Right.
I use them. I chuck up some of my rod and stuff like that in drills and things, and I actually use them to form or shape things. What do you call those things? Tools for lathes and that. And they make an excellent parting tool, so you don't have to sit there and try and saw through this stuff without breaking it.
Like a turning tool or a
Turning
chisel,
tool.
Yeah, turning tool. It's amazing what you can do. And then for making a center where you're going to drill, and taking that X-Acto and sticking it exactly where you want it, and then giving it a little twist so that you can start your drill bit. That's a handy thing.
These screwdriver handle knives are pretty good. If you can take the knife down and put one of those little drills in, that'll stop with the windows.
Yeah, I got an X-Acto. This is an old one that has a pretty thick handle to it, and this is a larger blade. Okay.
Yeah, that's a number 2 or something like that.
This is the number 2. Yeah, the pencil one X-Acto is the number 1.
11.
Number 11. That's number 11.
I used the big one for pretty hefty cuts, but I think for me the biggest time saver, you could use paint to do what I do with this. This is called Tulip. It's a brand. It's a T-shirt ink. And it's a
yes,
yeah, it's a thick inkish type of thing. It comes in many different colors. Black I like the best because I light block with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do the light blocking and need some reflective qualities, I use the white. But it doesn't. This is pretty translucent though. White translucent. I'm almost
It can
sorry that I
also
bought the white.
it'll also work a bit as a gap filler too.
Yeah.
Yes, it does a very good job. And if you are pretty crafty enough to pull out a really nice bead out of it, it does fill gaps really nicely. For me, this is something.
You can put it in a hypodermic, and you can make rivets with it also.
Yeah, that's right here.
Steve Neal does that, has demonstrated that multiple times.
Yeah, and I can tell you where he got all of his syringes too. I sent them to him. You know?
Yeah, because it's thick and when you can form rivets with it. Yeah.
Yeah, when my mother passed away, I inherited some of the stuff, and she had diabetes, and she had like 30 bags of
Syringes.
30 bags of syringes, and so I sent Steve a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I buy mine at Michael's. That would be the crafty hobby shop, not the hobby shop, but the crafty one. Many different colors, but black is the one I use most because of the light blocking qualities, and I've used it to fill, and I've used it. It doesn't sand that well, I have to say.
No, it's soft and flexible, but
right. However, if it's a large gap, I would use it, and then once it's cured, I will use the Squadron putty.
Mm-hmm.
White. I have green. It's a different grit. The white's a finer one. So because if you use the putty on wide gaps, it'll crack and flake out. But if it's a thin skim coat, the putty works well, and that's what the tulip does. It backs it up, fills it up.
And I have found with Squadron putty that if you mix the two and take half and half and mix the two together and then apply it, you get a really strong filler bond.
You mean mixing tulip and putty?
No, green and white.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and plus, sanding on car bodies, sometimes you need a color that is different so that you can see when you sanded through an area, and that'll provide you with a color that's not just the red 3M or the Squadron green or the Squadron white. You mix up something that you can tell when you're sanding that you sanded off what you want. It shows the highs and the lows.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be a little bit stronger.
Really?
I think we've got a tight J on our hands.
A little bit, yeah.
You're not going to be much around longer after this.
His couch in the background there is looking really good.
Yeah.
If he could just
leave your finger on that, Jay, you'll be fine.
Looking really comfy right now.
Yes, it is.
Oh, here we go. It's another pal. Here we go. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, there he goes.
Lay your head on there once Elvira is pasted on there.
Oh.
I could
that
tell
was
you
close.
stories. Anyway.
That's your Halloween bill. That's your Halloween bill. Will you get it done by Halloween?
Next year, yeah. I kind of held off on it because I wanted to use it on the show, and the couch will be finished in the next episode because I'm doing all the flocking on it this time.
This is okay.
He's going to make like a sheep herder and get the flock out.
Yeah.
I do want to make mention though. Part of that is exposed wood. It's an antique couch. You did antiquing on it, and you demonstrated it on episode 2, I believe.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Yeah, so see how we paint that. There.
Yeah, and the paint is just kind of slapped on because it doesn't have to be perfect. Because when the when you're going to put flocking on, which is basically super fine ground cloth or something. I'm not sure what it is, but when you're going to put that on, you want to paint whatever it is something close to the color of the material you're going to be using for the flocking. And so I just painted it with Tamiya red because I've got a whole bunch of the red flocking material in here.
You know,
Yeah, to be clear,
it used to be cut-offs from the manufacturer of nylons.
right.
Little fine.
Flocking, clarified, would be basically felt, putting a felt
Yeah.
surface on.
Yeah, it's a nice soft. It makes it look very realistic. And I've got two colors. I've got red, and I've also got a dark tan for the monkey mobile, for the carpet and the such when I do the monkey mobile.
Oh yeah, they got a shag carpet.
Yeah.
So will you flock Elvira?
Dan,
Get the flock out of
Here
here.
we go.
it's in the realm of possibility. Yeah.
Get the flock out of here.
You can flock some of those Japanese.
You flock Mike. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, what really cracked me up is the redo of the Battlestar Galactica. Actually, for a little bit, Frack got into the lexicon, but it didn't take, really. Because fracking is actually a process of deriving natural gas out of the ground, and it just didn't catch as a substitute word. So, whatever. Like for you, an example, James. What one thing can you do
What
with
can I
that?
recommend? Well, one thing I recommend is on your Dremel tool, rather than changing collets, get the universal chuck.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it an awful lot easier,
Yeah.
especially with some of the tools at different diameters of the shafts. So if you get the universal chuck, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
didn't
it makes it
even
a
know
lot
that.
quicker.
I don't have it. Yeah, yeah. That's a good idea.
So Dremel makes them.
They also make a sharpening grinder. Dremel did. I don't know if they do anymore, but that can be very handy.
So a universal chuck.
Yeah.
The other thing I recommend is a rubberized X-Acto knife.
Oh yeah.
Because it's easier to grip and it won't slide on you.
I get
Metal
a thread.
ones are always changing angle when I'm trying to draw a straight line or something like that. You get a rubberized one, and it's also a lot more comfortable to use for longer periods of time, and it won't slip.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That would be my wish. And you know, Jay had shown on one of his videos how to keep it from rolling off of your workbench and stabbing you in the foot.
Yeah, but it won't stop it from rolling in your hands. That's all.
No, it won't. Yeah, that's the thing. I have exactly that same kind that he's got, and it's the one I use most of the time. They also make this big monstrosity for some reason.
Oh.
This is also an X-Acto, a standard X-Acto ladle, and one edge is flat, so it's not supposed to roll. But you know, well, we all can see how effective that is.
Yeah.
How about you, Wayne? Is there anything that you have that is maybe unusual but you can't live without when modeling?
Yeah, the bottle opener. I've got this roller knife, which is got easy change blades, but it doesn't. That's 4 and 7 new blades.
Yeah, sometimes when I got cut into a pretty rigid piece of styrene, and I'm pulling on it to, cut, the blade just slides right out. Do those quick change things ever Are they really that secure?
Yeah,
Well, the blades are, yeah.
it doesn't roll. It doesn't roll. I've had it for ages, so
Uh-huh.
so it's very useful. But
Well, I like
it
your
also
bottle opener, though.
fun.
What was that?
This stuff to clean my brushes and stuff when they get stiff and hard.
Thinner.
So,
Cellulose thinner. Cellulose thinner.
yeah, you got to be careful. It basically strips the varnish of anything: paintbrushes, tables, carpets.
Will it melt styrene?
I think so.
Uh,
Mike keeps disappearing.
Yeah.
yeah, he has that relationship with Google.
Ah, yes.
Well,
I have
one.
one more safety tip for the X-Acto knives. When you're changing a blade, so you don't touch yourself, use your tweezers, the gap between the tweezers, and grab the blade with the tweezers, and then you can undo it and pull your blade out, and you don't have to worry about cutting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I do? I immediately cover it with masking tape. You know, fold masking tape over the blade part.
Yeah.
Then I handle it. I can handle it much better that way. I feel safer that way.
I find this good for tightening them and taking them off.
Yeah, that does. Yeah, that does both. Pretty cool. I'm gonna try that.
I don't have that problem. I let my blades get so blunt they wouldn't cut butter by the time I pull them out. Hey, listen, being last, everyone's covered everything that I use. It's important to me, you know, the coffee and whatever, but I cannot model without these.
Well, yeah, that's a real good point. I can't. I need some sort of magnifier.
Yeah. And I do have something. In episode, I can't remember which episode it was, Jay, you talked about the different glues. I think it was one.
That was first one, yeah.
Yeah, and one of them was the methylene chloride, which costs, what, $6 or $7 for a couple of drops, you know, commercially.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I can't remember the brands, but whatever. So, based on what you discussed, I went looking, and I went on site online, and I found that the only way you can buy methylene chloride, at least in New York, is online. And it's around about anything from $26 to about $35 a quart.
yeah.
It's not cheap. So I was wandering around the hardware store, Lowe's actually, and I found this Crown Handy Strip.
Uh-huh.
I haven't tried it yet, but it contains, in order of quantity, methylene chloride, methanol, toluene, and acetone. Every one of those will destroy styrene.
Yeah.
Now, this was $9.
Mm-hmm.
$9 for 31 quart. Now, I haven't used it yet, and obviously all the warnings go with this. Anyone who's watching this, this is incredibly toxic. So you must wear appropriate safety gear when using it. But I will report back and let you know what I can melt with it.
I'd be interested because that's it is you're right. It's got everything in it that people use for model glue, and it should work.
Yeah, the only unknown for me is the methanol, but then that should be fairly inert, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
The toluene, acetone, I mean, I think I'm using a mixture of acetone and lacquer thinner at the moment, which is my standard glue. But I'll fire this up. I'll let you know how it goes.
Great.
Post it.
If you see me lying on the floor, you will know you will need full body respirators in order to use it.
We'll see a video where he'll start off very serious, and then he'll start to giggle a little bit while he's building.
And tentacles will start growing from his ears. Jay, as per a prior discussion on your kit, the car,
Yeah.
This is called a tiny Cylon, and it
Oh,
does
yeah.
the kit thing. You would have to put it somewhere not obvious, and then probably run fiber optic from it.
Yeah.
But this guy here. What's his name? Doyle Wheat at doylewheat.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's geez, can't model without one of these.
Mm-hmm.
You said that.
No, it's Dale, DALEWHEAT.com. Tiny Cylon, or you can just do a search on Tiny Cylon and get them. They're really inexpensive and they work very well.
That would be
And-
great because that would fit inside the car, and I could run fiber optics up to the front of it.
Are
Right.
you making your kit, Jack?
Yeah, what we're talking about, I found out in my garage. The box is in terrible condition, but I found this that I had bought back, when the show was on,
Copy
and
that.
barely started it, but it's in great condition, to be able to actually build, but it's
Starting
really
takes about
not
65
set up
years.
to. It's not set up to be able to have the lights on it. But you know me, I'm going to make it so it is. And so I want the lights to go back and forth, and I want headlights and.
One of the
taillights.
you keep putting punching the button on the Tiny Cylon until you get the sequence that you want, and one of them is the same sequence as what Kit had.
Yeah.
The back and
Oh, really?
forth.
In fact, that most electronics people refer to that now as a Larson circuit.
Oh, really?
Because it first showed up in Battlestar Galactica, and then he liked that so much they put it onto Kit, and such. So most people call that a Larson circuit now. And
After
Glenn Larson, yeah.
Glenn Larson.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Interesting.
I'm sure that someone could hook up an Arduino or something similar, and instead of having to push a button, you could program the thing to change the way it works. Whether they're going to go like this, or if it's going to go like this, or if it's going to go back and forth. It has several settings.
Anything else?
No.
And it's already after 9, Jack.
And it's already after 9.
Yeah,
It's time for lunch for me.
I'd like to screen share one more thing. Here it is. This is the Amazing Plastic ad for Amazing Plastic second annual 48-hour hangout. Yes, it's true. We have a hangout. It's not a broadcast hangout, but it does go on for 48 hours. Last year we failed. We ended up with 64 hours. But 48 hours, that will be starting. What's that?
How is that a fail?
Well, we don't know how to count, so we just kept hanging on, making sure that we got the 48 hours in. I don't. We just overdid it, like how we apply glue sometimes. More is better, right?
No, absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, it's not a broadcast hangout, but I would like all the viewers as well as the members to stop in. It's starting this Friday, 8 a.m., 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern. So that would say that would be already midnight in Australia, and there is
11:30 actually.
close enough. But we do have an anchor in Australia who's going to anchor it on that part of the world while this part of the world sleeps.
Was that Perrin that was going to anchor it?
Perrin and Spike. Spike volunteered, and he says, sure, I have a lot of people who would like to hang out. So For all of those who want to hang out but were afraid, you can do it now. Just stop in and say hello and show
Hi.
what we're doing. And, that sort of thing.
Come in and say goodnight.
All right. I say good night there, Heath.
I was saying for the 48-hour hangout, I was saying come in and say goodnight.
Oh, come in and say good day. All right. That must
No,
be
that's
Australian
good
for hello.
It could be
anyway,
worse, it could be
Heath, and I'd like to also give a shout out there to Jay and his Evil Duck Workshop videos, and we'll be looking out for those. And when do you usually issue them? It's on a Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, I usually upload them on Friday night, and then I have it programmed to actually go live at 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday morning.
Okay, very good. Very good.
So.
And Heath, another shout out for you too for your Isle of Misfit model builders. And I'll tell you, for a host, you'd have no control. Which is a good thing. Which is a good thing.
Well, actually, there is going to be a change, but I'll leave that for later.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Heath, for showing up.
Hey, Roo.
And thank you, James, for joining us as well and sharing what you have. And thanks for the cushy X-Acto knife there. And Jay, thank you for coming by and sharing your genius. And of course, Mike, thank you for coming back. You must have that wonderful relationship with Google again.
Reset me. It's what I think of Google. Also, that anybody watching this that haven't seen my videos, Styrene Missives, I'm on YouTube.
Oh, are you?
Okay.
Yeah, and then I have some of them posted at my Google Plus page.
And that would be Mike Bassford?
Yes.
That would be, okay. And thank you, Phil, for coming by as well. And, I hope you have a better productive weekend coming up. Are you off on Friday?
Yeah, I'm off Thursday and Friday. So, yeah, I'll be with you at 8 a.m. for half an hour or so, then have to go to take the dog to the vet. But I'll be back in for the long haul after that because I'm batching it over the weekend. Billy's off to visit her daughter for 5 days. So, yeah, I've got nothing better to do than hang out and build models.
Oh, excellent. And maybe I'll get this X-Wing done, and you can probably get something done. I don't know.
I'll probably chase more photo etch over the room.
And Wayne, it's been a pleasure too having you on, and thanks for joining us and sharing what you got on your bench. And this is your host, Scratch Jack, and we'll see you this coming weekend for the 48-hour and 2 weekends from now, 2 Sundays from now for the Sunday Hangout as well as Cross the Pond on Saturday. Thanks for joining us, and happy modeling, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.